Up guys, it's Kosh and it's Cividle beginner's guide for the new players. The game is pretty cool, but it can be a bit confusing, and in this video I will teach you the basics and you will be able to progress without any issues further on. So you will start with this Roman SPQR forum. That will be your main building, that's your base, and that's actually in the center of the map that you will have to unlock. I think the maps are generated randomly for each player, and you will have one stone quarry, one logging camp, and I think an aqueduct. I'm not sure. So you will get some basic buildings. So basically in this game there are some core mechanics. You can see most of them here when you click on your main building or on the happiness. So yeah, you gotta keep your happiness at a decent level. In order to do that, you will need to build tall, not wide. So basically what you want to do, you don't want to building on each resource node that you unlock unless you need it, because the lower your happiness, the lower amount of workers you will have, and early on especially you will have problems with the workers. Your goal will be creating science, and in order to create the science early on again, you will need your workers to be busy, so they should be running around doing their things. The workers are busy in several cases. They can be working in a building, so for example in one of those farms or stone quarries or something like that, you get 20 workers working in a level 20 building. Then there are delivery guys. You see those arrows moving around. Those guys are delivering goods around, so they're being workers as well. And then you get the builders that are actually constructing things. So those guys count as workers as well. You really would like to focus on your workers, so you would like to have some extra. Basically, your available workers should be a bit higher than your busy workers. That will allow you to get more science per second, per minute, and will have all your production running. So what do you want to do early on? First of all, you would like to construct several huts that will allow you to get workers. By default, when you build a hut, where is it? There we go. It will have capacity to store one worker. So what's cool about the huts, that they don't require any special resources. Once you have created it, it will produce the workers by default. Bam, there we go. Because of the bonuses, I have higher amount of workers, but by default, you will have one. And in order to get your worker amount higher, you would like to upgrade it. There are several upgrade options. You can upgrade it 1 times, 5 times, and whatever. Early on, I advise you to advise them one by one. That way, you will have more of those buildings active. When you will upgrade the building, it will not work. So, for example, we have those houses. If we do the upgrade here, we will lose workers that are here. So basically, when the buildings are being upgraded, they are not functioning properly or at all. If you have issues like you don't have enough workers and you can't really have the delivery here, you can increase construction priority here, and that will allocate extra workers and resources for that building. You can use it when you need to work on specific buildings, and if you are stuck because of some reasons. That saved me several times. You can also sell the buildings that you don't need. That way you will not have too many buildings, because each building will increase your unhappiness, and you will gain happiness as you play the game. And being unhappy means you will need even more houses to supply your people with workers, your town with workers. So yeah, your early goal is to try to get several of those huts together. That's how I did over here. And upgrade some of the logging camps, some of the stone quarries, because you will need a lot of those resources. I advise to get them to level 5 or so at the very beginning, and then after that you will balance it out based on the resources that you have. So you will quickly understand that more busy workers you have, the more science you get, and you will kinda keep upgrading the buildings, building the new stuff, building the new facilities that produce different type of resources for you. And at some point you will get enough science to get your first technologies. Those 4 technologies on the left will be unlocked by default, and you will be able to go right. Honestly guys, there are not that many things that are really required early on. I would advise to go for housing. That will allow you to get better houses, and it also will boost production multiplier by huts. That means that each hut will double the amount of workers it have, and getting the horseback riding is useful as well, because it will unlock your stockpile mode. That will allow you to adjust the amount of resources stored in the building. So you would like to aim for those 2 technologies at first, and then basically go evenly. You can read about everything you will get here quite easily. Most buildings are required to build other buildings. You don't need that many resources in the game. And make sure to unlock as many wonders as possible and build them early on once you get your initial setup, because they take a lot of time to create. I have several of the wonders being built here, and yeah, they don't consume that many resources as you think they will. Moreover, you can always pause the construction and resume it later if you are out of resources, so don't worry about that. What you should worry about though is placing the wonders properly. If the wonder doesn't give you any information about adjacent tiles, it's good, but in some situations, like Colossus of Roads over here, the surrounding tiles here will get the bonus when the building is constructed. I will get happiness bonus for each non-housing building around it, so you really want to build this wonder around production buildings, or build production buildings around it. Same goes for hanging gardens. This thing will increase production of water in the nearby water tiles that are around it. So before doing that, explore more area and make sure that you get the right position for it. Otherwise, you might regret it. Spending so much resources for almost nothing isn't a good thing, right? How can you explore? Basically, in order to explore, you will need to place the building. Any building that you want, any will do. I prefer aqueducts because I've got a lot of stone. And yeah, when the building is constructed, you will unlock some of the fog. Let's build several of those, and then you will unveil more lands. They're constructed pretty fast, and once it's done, bam, you will unlock the territory around it. Although I would advise you to destroy them pretty fast to sell them, otherwise you will lose that happiness, and that might actually affect the amount of workers, and you might be in trouble. So don't go having them too far. As you can see, I'm using the hotkeys over here, which makes it even more convenient than manually pressing stuff. In order to unlock the hotkeys, you go to Options, Shortcut, and here I've got the Sell Building for X. I've got the Build Last Building for Q, and you can assign other hotkeys when you need them. Right now, I don't need any, so yeah. So actually, I was waiting for this video in order to take a look at everything that we have on the map, because I've got 2 wonders so far. I don't know if there are more, so we will learn about it right about now. And yeah, we have the map fully unlocked right now. This will allow you to plan your progression more thoroughly, so you will get the buildings in the right positions. I think I did everything well. I don't see any nodes of water that have 3 water tiles nearby, basically. Yeah, all good. So we are doing everything right. Another tip I can give you, that you don't want to demolish your huts as the time will go, because houses are great. They provide you with more workers, but they have the requirements. If they don't have the consumption being fed to them, you will lose those workers, and if you will lose all of them, you might have issues when you can't really produce anything because you don't have those basic huts. And that might end your run pretty fast, so you don't want that, and that's like a safeguard that will allow you not to screw up completely, let's put it like that. You can always prioritize buildings that you need, prioritize support for those houses so they will get the resources and that kind of stuff. By the way, speaking of houses, this is the building that's kind of weird. They have a lot of transportation load right now because they transport resources between them. It might be addressed in the future patch, and it wasn't happening before I increased its stockpile input capacity and max stockpile. Why I did this? Because when it was put to like 1 and basic resources, basically, I had issues in those houses when they didn't have enough basic resources to function, and they always wanted to get more water, more food, etc., and wasn't supplying steady workers. That was pretty horrible. But the transportation load was kinda good. And yeah, when things go downhill, it's really hard to recover. So what I did, I increased my input capacity to 2 times and increased max stockpile to, let's say, 20. That will allow you to have some storage in the building, which is actually pretty cool. And you can apply it to all buildings of the same type and set it as a default for all the new buildings. Honestly, I think those settings work really well. You might also increase production priority, but usually it's okay like that, so we can adjust it later if you will have any problems. Just don't forget about those sliders, and they can help you out so much, and they are available in all those production buildings. You might actually see that my different buildings have different colors. It's really easy to set up in the building color over here. Sadly, you can't copy paste those colors. Can you? You can actually use any color on the screen. That's interesting. But yeah, you can manually type the colors if you want here in order to make it right. And yeah, I actually color them myself to my liking in order to see when and what is happening. So we got the copper ore over here, and we got the stone quarry, and they looked kind of same, and I didn't like that, so I changed things around. And since we will get ferrum right now, iron, that means that we will need another mine of some color, so that kind of allows you to see what the hell is happening, who's going where. Now, in order to grow your empire, you would like to advance to the new age, because each new age will give you, I think, 20 happiness. In any case, that will be useful. Let's see, what do we get here. I was AFK for 3.5 hours, so I played this game for 4 hours right now, and yeah, I collected quite a lot of science, so I will just unlock everything that's available for me. Let's see if we get something that we might need. We will unlock gold here. All right, library. Any wonders or any bonuses for us? Okay, I like this building. It will give us happiness. That's good. Petra, generate time warp when you are offline, which you can use to accelerate your empire. That's great. Workhouse autopilot mode. That's really needed. Let's go for that. Unlock this. And when you go to the new age, you will get a great person. Every age, they are different. So you can select the one that will fit your current playthrough or your playstyle. Let's see, what do we have here? Iron mining camp, iron orge. Wheat farm brewery. Ooh, writers guild, musicians guild. The hell is that? Let's get this dude to get iron. I'm not sure that I need any of those. Let's get this one. Writers Guild and Musicians Guild. Okay. Oh, this one is too expensive. We can't afford it yet. This will be a good research because that will allow us to use workhouses better. So yeah, your main role in the game is to get as much science as possible. And in order to get as much science as possible, unless you get some progression, will be to get as many workers busy as possible. The easiest way to do that is to upgrade your stuff. So that will allow people to get busy, that will allow them to spend the resources, and that will allow you to gain extra workers doing something. Actually, building houses is another good option. Let's get busy with the iron production right now. Let's find a couple of... Oh, we got different resources. Gold, iron, my god. So we'll build 2 iron mining camps and 1 iron... how's it called? Iron forge over here. Iron tool. There we go. And once again, those buildings will be upgraded. The higher level of the building is, the more will be its production value and more workers will be busy. So yeah, our goal is to make it as busy as possible. Moreover, I think I will just construct a bit more houses here right now in order to settle more people and make more people busy and all that. So let's build a couple of those. Also, guys, when you are upgrading buildings, you can manually increase the level that you want to upgrade to. And if you are living the game for a while, it's a good idea to put them for the longer run, for bigger upgrade, basically. So yeah, you got the basics already. Now let's go into a bit more advanced stuff. Not really advanced, but a bit more advanced. First of all, the production lines. Some buildings, for example, a lumber mill, will have the double production amount of your logging camp. So, for example, this level 10 lumber mill will require 40 wood, and one level 10 logging camp will produce only 20 wood. So you will need 2 logging camp in order to provide enough resources to fully saturate one of the refinement buildings. Same goes with the brick woods, and you gotta take a look at other buildings as well. For example, for one house, you will need 1 farm and 1 aqueduct of the same level. That will allow them to get the resources that they need and don't starve out on those resources. So yeah, when you will be upgrading something, you would like to have an extra. So for example, once I'm upgrading those wheat farms here, I have some extra wheat farms at the bottom here that will just help them to get additional stuff if they will be required. So always have a bit extra of any resource that will help you to overcome the problems of lack of the resources. Also, guys, keep in mind that some buildings will give you extra modifiers later on. For example, this metallurgy research gives us a Hepsat temple that will give you this bonus. Wheat farms get +1 production multiplier for each adjacent water tile. That means that it's better, since you will build it sooner or later, to build the wheat farms next to the water deposits. So they will be more beneficial later on and will be more productive. So always check the research tree and figure out what you are going for, and plan ahead a little bit. That will help you to get a bit more progression easier. Religion here, for example, will give us 1 science from busy workers, so that will increase our science production double. It will just double it drastically. So another tip, that on the map you have 2 wonders available by default and you would like to uncover them. First one is Alps. It will give your building every 10th level +1 production capacity, and it's really good. It will allow you to get, well, more stuff from each building every 10 levels, so that's why you want to upgrade in incrementals of 10. So it's 10, 20, 30, etc. Actually, getting 30 will be a long time. I can't imagine. 3 million wood. Crazy. Second wonder is Grotta Azzurra, and this building is unique. When you discover it, when you unlock it, all your tier 1 buildings will get +5 levels. That means that all the buildings that are already constructed of tier 1, you can see the tier here, they will get +5 extras to what they have, which is pretty cool. So I advise you guys, before full exploring the area, I didn't knew that, try to get as many of those low tier buildings like aqueducts, like logging camps and that kind of stuff, and upgrade them at least to level 15 so you can get level 20, and then go in full exploration, because going further won't unlock you that many things. So if you are lucky to unlock some stuff in the middle area that you need without actually getting this wonder, you can build a lot of stuff, you can upgrade it as much as possible, and then bam, you are getting +5 levels to everything, which will be insanely powerful boost. So yeah, once you got your basics done with the research and everything, your next goal will be increasing your total empire value, because that will allow you to reset, do the rebirth, and if you get enough points, you will get extra great people at rebirth. I'm not sure how it works, because I'm not there yet, but I got 20% in like first 4 hours of playing the game, so I think we'll get there pretty soon, and I'll cover it in the next guide or playthrough. But yeah, it seems to be really efficient and should help you quite a lot. But yeah, I'm not sure what does it do, but it should be really important, and when you will do the rebirth, you will start over, and everything around you will be randomized. So yeah, actually, should we do that? I don't think so. You can also check your great people that you have here, so next time you can plan ahead. You can see all the great people available in the game here as well, and you can see who does what. So maybe instead of getting Hammurabi, who I got right now, for extra population per house, I would go for Tank of Shang right now to get more science from idle workers, which I don't have right now. Or maybe even builder capacity multiplier to build faster. And yeah, guys, if you want to do rebirth, you can click this button and it will give you more information about the rebirth. You can select the new city so you can have different setup, which is actually pretty cool. And the game says I will take all the great people from this run, so all 3 people, which is great, plus extra great people based on my total empire value, which is not that high. I really want to get to the next milestone to do the rebirth, so we'll have to wait a little bit more. I'll make a separate video on that, I guess, yeah. And subscribe, by the way, so you won't miss that, and like the video, hit the bell, all that stuff. And we can select the new town, and those towns will have the unique building, different natural wonders. Oh my god, this is cool. So Athens will have different wonders. So it's pretty cool that you have different gameplay options, and I think deposit means maybe bonuses to production of those resources. I'm not sure. And yeah, then you will press Rebirth and it will happen, but yeah, not yet. Another thing I just found out, when you upgrade buildings several times, like to level 20 for example, and you have issue with some resources like wheat for example, yeah, it will happen quite often, guys, and you can actually cancel upgrade and you will be able to get to the level that you are upgrading from. So now it's upgrading from level 19 to 20, and if we will cancel, we'll get level 19 building here. So I would say if you need something quite a lot, you can cancel the upgrades like I did here for this wheat farm, and wait until you will get more of that production from other buildings before upgrading it further, because the deeper you go, the more expensive and slower it gets. And yeah, guys, you will need Censors office at some point, because it will show you the amount of resources being stored, produced, and required by other buildings. So you can easily see what you're lacking and you can make up for it. And yeah, guys, you can leave the game offline. It will last for 4 hours. If you will build a special wonder that's called Petra, Politics in Classical Age, that will allow you to have extras over 4 hours as game acceleration. But another point why you would like to be able to play online and don't leave the game is because you can upgrade your rank here. Now, how does it work? You will need to have active online playtime of 48 hours. That's 2 days. That's insane. And I have only 4 hours right now, so it will take a while. So yeah, we will have to wait a bit in order to get that. And honestly, I decided to do a first Rebirth right now just to show you how it will look like, guys. Because I'm not sure myself, I'll be honest with you. But the game says that I will get my great people from this run saved up. That means that we'll be able to get more. That means that we'll be able to get insane bonuses, because our great people are giving crazy bonuses right here. And we got amount of those, and we will get those multipliers with us. So let's try to do the reset and see how it will go. Oh man, I hope I'm doing the right thing. But for the science, we'll go for Rome again, Rebirth. Let's go. And there we go, the new game. Again, same stuff over and over. Let's see. Yeah, we have our guys with us, and we can also upgrade them if we have more copies of them. So I would say early on it's a good idea to push your science to the Iron Age and maybe Classical Age as fast as possible, rush it, and then do reset in order to get more of those guys, because the bonuses are insane. And yeah, you can expand pretty fast if you want to, because with the hotkeys it's easier than ever, and you might need to delete some of the old buildings anyway, because you can't do anything about that. And yeah, guys, just like that, in the early game, you will follow my advices. As you can see, I'm upgrading the building one after another, keeping my population high, workers busy, and trying to boost my science as high as possible. Yeah, slowly building up my production, upgrading the buildings, and it works pretty well so far. Like, do you remember how I said you about not unlocking the wonder if you are lucky? We are in that situation. We have most of the map open, so we can build a lot of production buildings before going into the further exploration and getting those benefits for our buildings here. So I will not push to unlocking the new stuff, new areas, before I will build more of those tier 1 buildings that will be automatically upgraded to +5, and I want to reach level 15 on most of them, so I will get crazy benefits. And there we go, we are in the Bronze Age already. I'm not sure how much time have passed. I think about 10 or 15 minutes, and I will take this dude right now. Oh, this one will allow us to build faster. Those guys are so good. Let's get the science from idle workers so we can research faster, alright. Because we will get a lot of those workers really fast now. If you ask me what kind of research tree do you want to get to the classical era as fast as possible, I would go with this one, because road and wheel will get us worker capacity, and then you need just 2 more research to get there. So, yeah, you get those 3 and then skip everything else, because none of those actually give you any buffs. So only this buff is required, and then you get this, and you do prestige. Not bad. So guys, I've set up some pretty good base here, but I think it's too much for the current run. Let's actually get some huts. No, not huts. This time we'll make a logging camps or aqueducts. Doesn't matter. And find those wonders to get us a boost. And there we go. We got lucky. We got this Grota Azura right now. And everything got up. Not everything. Why the hell wheat farm wasn't upgraded? I think the buildings that are being upgraded are not affected by this wonder, so that's a thing to consider. Make sure that everything finished constructing before doing what I did, so I kinda wasted that bonus, and we got Alps as well for more production. Now we just gotta wait a little bit till we will get some technology over here, so that's 7 million points. And we're good. So guys, there we go. We got enough points. Let's go get the precious metal unlock. We get the new great person. And I will get one more science from busy workers because I think this is the best one for our rush runs. And yeah, let's do another rebirth. And that's how you will get a lot of great people for your run in order to grow faster. And it will help you to grow late game as well. Because right now, because of the great people we have, we already get pretty decent bonuses here, and we will get more if we'll do that. So yeah guys, if you get any more beginner tips for the new players, share them down below in the comments, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the video description for the playlist with the playthrough and the guides. And yeah guys, other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's been Stan Kosh, have a good one, bye.